Sorry, we just seem to have lost the link there for a while, but we're up and running again. I know Rudy's got a lot of supporters out here in the Free State. That's where we basically are. Sasolburg is in the Free State, even though it belongs to Sedabeng. Rudy, in Afrikaans, can you give your supporters out there a little bit of a message?
Ja, I just wanna ek kan Afrikaans praat. Nee, ek wil net vir hulle sê baie dankie dat hulle ons ondersteun vandag en dit is regtig riem die hart om te sien hoeveel spelers ons ondersteun en die toeskouers hier as toeskouers. En mag dit 'n lekker wedstryd wees tussen ek en Jerry. Ons het altyd 'n goeie wedstryd teen mekaar. En mag die een wat die beste speel wen.
Thank you for those words, Rudy. And wish you and Tracy all the best. Move over to the JBA pairing of Jerry Baker and Hayley Erasmus. Hayley, seeing that this is Youth Day, I know you're not really a youth, part of the youth brigade, but you look like you're no longer, your age is not more than 20. So let's call you a young 20-year-old on Youth Day and to grace our wonderful streaming ring today. I know, Hayley, you've only been playing bowls a couple of years. Can you tell us about your short career so far?
It started off just giving the game a whirl, and it's something that I thought I'm either going to love or hate. I know pretty quickly, but it started off in White River for me, and coming out of COVID, somebody randomly invited me and said, anybody want to join us? And what made it for me was the people, and I've enjoyed it ever since. I've been passionate about it, very driven, goals orientated, and if I do something, I would like to do it properly.
Yeah, we can see that you do certainly keep yourself in shape and very fit, and you do spend a lot of time doing yoga and walking your lovely dogs and keeping yourself fit and on special diets and everything, and you really are a good model for bowls, and hopefully the viewers, by watching you playing today, will attract more younger players. And like you said, we've only been playing a couple of years, so the youngsters do pick up the game very, very quickly. You have had mentors. I see that you mentioned Jerry as one of your mentors, Colleen and Bill Gates. What influence has Jerry had so far in your career?
What I really enjoy about playing with Jerry is that he's always challenging me on and off the green.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's it, thanks.
Yeah, you've certainly done well with Jerry the last couple of years. And by your own admission, you've also done well by yourself in singles this year. The JBA singles, I think you were in the semi-final. You did well in the nationals this year. The ladies didn't know your name there, but now they certainly do. Hayley Erasmus is in the park. There's a new lady in the area, so we wish you well in the game today and enjoy it. And then lastly, we come to Jerry. Jerry, you've been around a long time, over 40 years and whatever. You've played in all the tournaments. What do you think of the mixed tournament and the mixed pairs, the vibe in this tournament?
Yeah, so there's never too late for the first time. So this is my first time here, and the 2 days we've had, and I'm sure the rest of the weekend will be outstanding. I echo what Tracy said. I mean, when you come to these small districts and small clubs, they put their heart and soul into it. The greens are good. The weather's played its part. The people have been fantastic. So, you're always apprehensive when you hear the venue, but when you get here, you really, it's really been outstanding.
Thanks for those words, Jerry. We won't keep you any longer, and we'll have a chat to you after the game. Thank you. Thanks very much. Right, we started off with the game between JBA, represented by Jerry Baker and Heidi Erasmus. They're playing the husband and wife couple. Protea bowler Rudy Jacobs represented South Africa at the 1998 Commonwealth Games in Malaysia, and his beautiful wife Tracy. We're looking for this to be a cracker of a game. At the moment, Jerry and Rudy are leading the section alongside Sedebeng, who've only lost one game. It was a nice, easy start there by Hayley. She put 3 balls relatively close to the head. I know she's very nervous. She's only been playing bowls for a couple of years and really looks after herself. She's a sportsman. She does yoga and a lot of gym training and a lot of exercise and eats a very healthy meal plan. Rudy Jacobs is a tough competitor. He's a very difficult player to beat. He's very technical and very solid with his drawing game, but he also has a big run on him as well. So expect a few balls to fly if the heads do get very close. Jerry, on the other hand, has still got that smooth delivery. I know he's a model for a lot of aspiring players. The ball comes out smoothly out of his hand every time. And he started off pretty well by finding that line. And once you find the line, Jerry's weight will come automatically. So Jerry has picked up the line straight away, landing in line with the jack. Really just a bit tentative with these 2 draws. He's also played with a very good line in both of his bowls, dropping about a metre short. Jerry's consolidated now by drawing another. Actually drawn a very good ball right next to the jack. So really will be disappointed with these 2 openers. He would like to cut down on the first head and don't want to drop a 3 or a 4 on the first head of the game. Certainly he has got extra weight this time. He's played a good shot. He's turned the ball through, but I think he's still shot down. Well, I got bad news for Gees here if he's watching, because there's been 3 sixes scored in this tournament already. This morning's game between Mpumalanga and Northwest, Lani was 4 shots down playing the last end, and he picked up a 6. Rudy Jacobs was 12 all playing the second last head against Port Natal, and he picked up a 6. And the third 6 was scored by Sedebeng against Fran Baleri from KwaZulu Natal. They had a big, well, not a great win, but a 19 shot to 12 win. So that 6 really certainly helped the cause. Sedebeng are also doing well in this tournament. It is their home district. Jerry did try and turn Rudy's ball or touch the jack for 3 or 4, But the ladies have got the mats out, the cloths out, and that's where they put their shots. So Tracy's already conceded one. Placed the ball on the mat, and they'll be measuring for second and third as well. I can tell you more about Hayley Erasmus. Biggest influence on her career is Jerry Baker, Colleen Pickett, and Bill Gates. And her goal in life is one day to be a Protea. So Jerry got a 1 on the first head to lead 1-0. Hayley's goal in bowl is to become a Protea one day. She loves to travel anywhere in the world. She's been married for 8 years now, and has 2 beagles, Clark and Louis. And she works in a small family business at the moment, and she spends a lot of time practicing yoga, swimming, running, some weight training, as well as doing regular walks with her fur babies. She also likes to bake, garden, read, watch Formula One and other sports, and of course what she enjoys most is to get out into the fresh air and the sunshine and play bowls. Really has gotten on, done incredibly well the past 2 years that she has been playing. She won the JBA Mixed Trips last year. She reached the semi-final of the JBA Singles this year, and reached the final of the National Fours this year as well. So very, very impressive record over 2 years. It's the first time on the big stage on a live streaming rink for Hayley. She is very nervous, but I'm sure composure will shine through at the end. She's a very confident person. A bit of a scratchy start now from both leads. I'm sure they will be will improve as the game goes on once they get used to the line and the length. This morning we had an exhibition of leading from Desi Rosenblatt. She played exceptional balls on this rink. She played against Protea teammate Panache Zaramba, and Panache also had a great game. It was already a great tussle between 2 new Proteas. Lady certainly has adjusted her weight, slightly underneath, but it's very good weight. She will realize as the game goes on that the backhand coming down needs a little bit of extra grass. It's getting a nice big swing. As I said, we're blessed with some wonderful weather today. About 20 degrees at the moment, not a breath of air, not a breath of wind. Tracy played with a good line there. She's just dropped her about a metre short. There is plenty of room to draw at this stage, so I don't think Jerry will be trying anything fancy. Yeah, Jerry's very close, yeah. Yeah, and he's played a great shot. He's trailed the jack for 2. When Jerry starts off a game in this form, then he's very difficult to beat. He seems to have found the line. When Jerry finds the line, he's going to be on his game. But as I said, Rudy's a tough competitor with years of experience. Played in the Commonwealth Games in Malaysia in 1998, where he won a bronze medal with Tian Fraser in the pairs. And Jerry's drawn another one. Really dominating early on in this game. So there's 2 great bowls there from Jerry. Rudy just slightly running out of petrol. And I think that Jerry is still holding the 2. Rudy's line was pretty good with his last. If you could just add on a meter or 2 to either find Jerry's bowl or the jack. But I'm sure Jerry will put another one close now. Yep, that's another one for Jerry. So Jerry holding 3 on his own. And Rudy, all Rudy needs to do is to add on a little bit of weight, and that line of his was good. Yep, he's giving it a good push this time. But he just nipped his grass slightly, so that's 3 to Jerry. So Jerry leads 4 shots to 0. That is after 2 ends. Jerry has really played well the first 2 ends and trying to assert his dominance on the game early on. But Rudy, as I say, is a tough competitor. One of the hardest players in South Africa to beat. So we're expecting Rudy to come back strongly. Jerry has basically picked up on the fact that Rudy is not quite reaching the head. So he's thrown a long jack. I think that's a very good tactic from Jerry. And I picked on pretty early on in the game that they are playing the hand which we've been talking about the whole weekend, the ditch hand, which has got a nice big swing. The backhand going away seems to hang, and players have been battling to find the line on the backhand. So both Tracy and Haley are choosing to play the swinger, the ditch hand. Tracy just a little bit short, but her line wasn't bad at all. Haley's got a good line again. I think she probably took a little bit of extra grass, which might have taken her weight off. Just about a meter short. Well, Heidi is very close again. She certainly has had the edge on Tracy early on. And Rudy is changing Tracy to the backhand. And as we said earlier, it's very difficult to find the line on the backhand. It just does not seem to come back if you give it grass. That hand just seems to be halfway down. It seems to get a kick out, particularly when you are playing with weight. So Tracy wouldn't be too pleased with those 3 balls that she's delivered. But it's early doors, and we're almost sure that, that she will be getting them closer as the game progresses. A little bit about Tracy. She's been married to Rudy now for 41 years, and the most amazing daughter, Natasha, and 2 beautiful grandsons, Rudy and Yuri. And the 3rd grandson is on the way, is Andre, and he's due at the end of July. So there's lots of young boys there to help her on the farm. Yeah, when Jerry's holding 3 and he's drawing for a bonus, 9 times out of 10 he's going to be close. Tracy's not exerting any pressure on Jerry at the moment. And really sticking to the backhand. That was a great effort there by Rudy, and he just drawn number 1. That was a great draw there by Rudy. Found that line. Obviously read Tracy's line, knowing that if you go too wide on that hand, it does not come back. So he played basically underneath the line. Jerry having a bit of run on his backhand, which is a big swinger, and that hand does tend to whip early on. So there's an opportunity for Rudy now. He's 4-0 down in the game. If he draws another shot and pick up a 2 this end, he'll feel a lot more confidence going into the next end. Well, that's 2 from Rudy. And Jerry's very close this time. Well, he got the rub and the jack into the ditch. Great shot there by Jerry. And Haley gave him a nice little bow there. It's really a demoralizing shot from Rudy. Jerry got a nice little rub onto the jack. And Tracy looks like she's holding second. So Rudy has got about a foot to draw the shot. The jack is in the ditch. And Rudy's on the wide side, but I don't think he's quite got the weight for it. Yep. So that's another one to JBA. JBA now lead 5 shots to 2. 5 shots to love after 2 heads. In Jerry's section and Rudy's section, Rudy Jacobs is leading the section with 9 points plus 23, followed by Limpopo. They've got 9 points plus 20, followed by Jerry Baker, 9 points plus 17, and Johan de Lange from Sedebeng, 9 points plus 11. So there's 4 teams on 9 points. Very, very close. This game is crucial for both Jerry and Rudy. The team that loses this game is going to be under huge pressure to make the final. We've got a couple of updated scores on the section. Port Natal 6, Eastern Province 4, Limpopo 6, Sedibeng 1.
Great first ball from Haley.
BGN 7 and Sables 1. A great opener from Haley there. And I think Tracy's following her down. What a great ball from Tracy. Two great balls from two wonderful ladies. And what is very pleasing to see is after Tracy played her ball, Haley clapped for her, congratulated her. Game's very played in good spirit. Haley is very, very close for this ball. Weight was very good. And the final game on this green, on this section, EKB's Ekurhuleni are 5-2 up against KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal represented by young Fran Beleri and her brother. Well, Haley has played a great ball. It's not the shot, but she certainly has given Jerry something to play with. So Tracy would have preferred to be behind the jack with the last ball because I know what Jerry's going to do now. He's going to be looking for Tracy's ball to turn it out or to pull the jack right through into the ditch and keep the momentum of keeping Rudy on 0. Doesn't want Rudy to score. Well, Jerry played that shot with excellent weight. Just needs to tighten that line up a little bit, but the problem with that, Andy, is if you do nip your grass, the ball does tend to cut very quickly. And Rudy would like to move this head, make changes to this head, take the target away, possibly move the jack first. But I think Rudy's quite got the weight for it. Just dropping a little bit short, coming down towards this way to the board. Jerry, I think, is going to play with a bit more weight to look for Haley's ball, to turn it their ball out or to trail the jack. He's got the best back now. Very good tactical ball from Jerry with the first ball. Give himself the back ball, and now he'll look to trail the jack for 2. He just pushed it a bit wide there on that hand. There is an opportunity for Rudy to try and touch the jack slightly to make 2 and hide the jack away. Rudy's weight was very good. Just undergrassing it on that end. It is a big bender. Jerry's much closer this time. But I still don't think he's going to bend towards it. So Jerry missed an opportunity on this end. If he had found anything in that head, he would have got shot. Tracy's having a good look. And she says that she's holding the shot. But I don't think it changes Rudy's shot. Rudy's still got a draw to the head. And possibly, even if he touches the jack, it's fine. Tracy is a lady from England originally, but she speaks fluent Afrikaans, been with Rudy for 40 years. Rudy's very, very close with this bowl. He's just going to run out of petrol. So that's one shot, I think, to Northern Free State. We'll put them on the board. Score would be 5-1 after 4 heads. I think they are going to measure. They have called the umpire. But I do think that Northern Free State are holding the shot. Next door to us, we do have BGN, who had a disappointing loss this morning. They did play exceptional bowls, but they came up against a very determined Eastern Province side who did not have it all their way yesterday, and they managed. And Eastern Province managed to beat Bowls Gauteng North. Bowls Gauteng North has certainly got out of the blocks in this game against Sables, leading 9-1 after 5 ends. Kuruleni are 6-2 up against KwaZulu-Natal. Limpopo are 6-4 up against Sedibeng. And Eastern Province, who won this morning, are 7-6 up against Port Natal. We'll update you with the results of the other section shortly.
That's Rudy on the scoreboard.
They've changed the length. Rudy's changed the length now. Rudy played a short length. Just about a meter over the peg, so it's a real short head. And Tracy's delivery, she seemed to be much more comfortable on the short head. She got that ball away really smoothly. On the longer head, she was tending to push the ball, which created a bit of a wobble. But on that head, on this particular delivery, the ball came really smoothly out of hand. Alternatively, Haley, who seems to enjoy pushing the ball, trying to hold this ball back, and she got a bit of a wobble. So I think that's going to be a big tactic in this game. Rudy will be looking to play the short heads, and Jerry will be looking to play the long heads. And Tracy certainly has found the line now on the backhand. She hasn't taken that much grass and drawn a great shot. Rudy and Tracy do have a big bank of supporters here on the bank. They are getting a little bit loud as the brandy and cokes are settling in. The noise is getting, the volume is going up, and that might spur Rudy on. We are playing in Sasolburg, which is affiliated to Sedibeng district, which is in the Gauteng area. But Sasolburg is in the Free State, but is affiliated to a Gauteng district. Hayley just lost her weight for the first 2 bowls. I'm sure she will adjust with this one. She's got a very good line, but just running a bit. So it's for the first head basically where a little bit of nerves was shown there by Hayley. Gives Rudy a good opportunity now to consolidate on the head. They are forced now on the backhand, and it's been very difficult to get out of trouble on the backhand. Very difficult line to find. BGN have picked up another shot now to go 10-1 up against Sables. So Rudy's also running a little bit. But it's not a bad bowl. It gives him an opportunity now to move the jack. The jack away. And Jerry, first task now will be to try and draw a good second. He doesn't want to drop a big number. And Jerry's got a lot of experience. He won't be playing for the short bowl yet. Too early. He'll just be trying to draw close. Well, Jerry has just drawn number 1. What a great bowl there by Jerry. And Hayley gives Jerry the little bow that she's so accustomed to doing. And Rudy's still carrying a bit of weight on that hand. Jerry very close again. I think it's 2 shots to Jerry now. A great effort there by Rudy. I think Jerry is still holding 1. Jerry's looking very, very good, yeah. Looking good. And Jerry even got a clap from the Northern Free State supporters here on the bank. They were shouting, unbelievable. That was some great draws there by Rudy, from Jerry. About Rudy, Rudy's been a farmer most of his life. He grew up on the farm with his father and his brother. Biggest influence on his career is his father, and he would like to continue playing competitive bowls for many more years to come. He's in a smaller district, Northern Free State, and I see that Northern Free State are really progressive in their youth development. They've already sent entries in for the under-30 tournament in September. They've sent in 3 sides, 3-4 sides, which is a challenge to other districts to try and equal that. A small district like Northern Free State, so well done Northern Free State. And Rudy was born in Heilbronn, where he lives at the moment with his 2 beautiful grandsons, Yuri and Rudy and Yuri. And as we mentioned early on, he has a 3rd grandson on the way. And Rudy does play with a Drake's Pride bowl, Drake's Pride Pro 50, a size 3. Jerry's taking a commanding lead now, 7-1 up after 5 ends, and playing really good bowls. Jerry gets off to a good start, and he finds his line and length early on in the game. You know you've got trouble. Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, he's just dropped a little bit short. Haley's just dropped a bit short with that ball. The line was pretty good. As Jerry mentioned, this is the first time he's won the district mixed pairs, and it's wonderful to win it with a young novice bowler. Jerry certainly has helped Haley on her path to development, etc. And Mr. Donald Pickett has just arrived. We will try and get a word from Donny. He's always got his opinion on many matters. So we'd like to invite him into the commentary box shortly and give his view of bowls in general. He's always got very strong opinions. So we look forward to that. Can we move? Another microphone. The other one, is it that one? Okay. You can't take it on off and give it to Donny Pickett, can you?
No, it's all cable. Unless Donny stands here. You can stand here. You can stand here and you talk across me.
Okay. Okay. Jerry on his forehand again. He has played this hand very well every time he has played it. Just running through a little bit. Rudy does have a meter to draw the shot. And Rudy certainly given it the grass this time, but I think he's taking his weight off. Rudy just battling coming down this way, dropping a little bit short. I think he's underestimating the weight of the green. He's not happy with himself. He had a big opportunity there to draw the shot. Rudy got his South African colours in 1998. That was against Malaysia, in Malaysia in the Commonwealth Games. He played in the pairs with Tian Fraser that year, and they got a bronze medal. Jerry just drawn another great bowl and moved the jack slightly as well, so he probably holds 3 shots. Jerry certainly has shown his form this game. This is a big game between 2 of the section leaders. So he confirms that it is 3 shots. And Jerry's holding 3. I'll tip Jerry to draw another one. And just got to rub off that ball, but could possibly be another one. Could be 4 shots. And Tracy's asked Rudy to just slow down a little bit and come and have a look at the head. Rudy's taking a big chance of playing the forehand because this hand, if you go wide, it just does not bend. So he's going to have a hard job just to miss the front bowls. But Rudy's close this time. He's very close. He's giving himself a big chance here. Oh, well, he turned his bowl in for second shot. That was a great shot there by Rudy. Cut it down to 1. So JBA taken 8-1 lead. That is after 6 ends. BGN are 11-1 up against Sables after 7 ends. KwaZulu-Natal are 8-6 up against EKB after 6 ends. Sedibeng are down this morning against Limpopo. So Limpopo will also be going for their 4th win. One of the smaller districts is Limpopo, and it's good to see them doing so well. They are 12-4 up on Sedibeng. Both of those teams have only lost 1 game as well. So that's also like a top of the log clash. At this stage, it looks like it's going to be Limpopo and JBA leading that section on 4 wins. But there's still a long way to go in this game. On the other game in this section, Eastern Province 8 and Port Natal 8. That is after 7 ends. So Jerry naturally has gone back to the long end. And Eddie's just like sort of undergrassing it a little bit. Sit over here somewhere. Donald. Kom sit 'n bietjie hierso. Kom sit 'n bietjie hierso. Ja. Maar Afrikaans is right, so we welcome into the commentary box one of the legends of the game and a great friend of Jerry Baker, Donald Pickett. He's driven all the way from Johannesburg this morning to come and watch this game. So welcome, Donnie.
Thank you, Bob. Morning, everyone. Nice to be here, or should I say good afternoon. I think just got here. I'm not sure how the game's gone, Bob, but I see Jerry's built up quite a nice sort of early lead.
Yeah, Jerry has started off like a train this morning. The first few heads, he's been playing some brilliant shots. Rudy has played a little bit short, hasn't been reaching the head. A little bit tentative, which is very unlike Rudy. But I'm sure that Rudy's competitive edge, he will be, he will endeavour to make a comeback. He's a tough competitor, Rudy.
No, we both know that, Bob. We had some serious encounters over the years against Rudy, so we know what he's capable of, and I'm sure he'll only be a matter of time before he shows us his best. In the meantime, I think Tracy's building up quite a nice hedge.
Yep, like we saw this morning's game, BGN against Eastern Province. We had 2 young Proteas playing against each other, Panache and Desi Rosenblatt, and it was an exhibition of leading of note by Desi Rosenblatt. But Ernest Wagner was playing absolutely incredible bowls at the beginning of the game to build up a good lead for BGN, but there was just one head too much for Ernest. We cracked under the pressure and he dropped a 5, which swung the whole momentum of the game. So the leads do certainly play a big role in the outcome of a game. Continuous pressure, and eventually the skip will hopefully crack.
Yeah, I think so, Bob. Especially, I think these days with the 3 bowls, I think the lead is just that much more important than what it used to be with 4 bowls, you know, and where the skip had a lot more say in the game.
Yeah.
But in saying that, it's the skip still got his 3 bowls, you know, but the greens look all right, Bob?
Yeah, there's been absolutely no complaints about the greens so far, and the whole Sasolburg Bowling Club, the way they've gone out and put on a show here. They've done a 300,000 rand extensions to the club and improvements to the club. Really have gone out of the way. The catering, the tournament committee, Yochi and Sarita, and the rest of the tournament committee have done an excellent job, and they really have outdone themselves.
Rudy's just drawn an absolute bomber there, back toucher. Jerry under a bit of pressure, yeah?
Yeah, like I said, the forehand of Jerry's is the more difficult of the two hands. When you do go narrow, it tends to bend, but a little bit outside the line, it just seems to hold. Yeah.
Just under it again. Maybe a squeaking for a third shot. No, still 3 down, it looks like it. Oh, that's good to hear, Bob. Nice to see the club. It looks in very good condition. The greens don't look bad at all. They don't look like a decent speed. Yeah, I can't remember when last I've been out in Sasolburg, to be honest. But nice to see the club's doing well. Who's leading the section now, Bob?
Well, the section leaders is 4 teams on 9 points, which is 3 wins out of 4. It's Jerry Baker, Rudy Jacobs, and the other game there, Limpopo versus Sedibeng. Both of them are on 9 points as well. And Limpopo are leading Sedibeng by 14 shots to 4 at the moment.
Okay.
So it looks like Limpopo will end up on 12 points after this round, and then the winner of this game will be on 12 points as well.
Okay, so it's all making for an exciting finish.
Jerry has made the mistake that so many players have made on this end, just pushing it a little bit wide, and it just doesn't come back. So let's let the draw for Rudy to possibly draw for 5, which will put Rudy right back into the game.
Yeah, just as we mentioned, Bob, it was only a matter of time before they made a comeback, but I think it just shows how important it is for the lead to get there first time.
Definitely. And having said that, Rudy's drawn 2 absolute pearlers, and I think that will give him the confidence going forward into this game. Because once Rudy gets a little bit of a sniff, he's very, very difficult to beat. Got a bit of a wobble on that ball, I think. I'm not sure if he's...
So look, he's on the wide, line.
He just seems to kick out there. If you do go a little bit wide, we've seen that throughout the weekend.
I think he probably erred on the safe side there.
Yeah.
You don't want to go hook the jack to Jerry's balls. 4 was good going at this stage, I think. 8-5, halfway through the game.
I've been very impressed by this young BGN pair, Ernest Wagner and Panashe. They played Jerry first game and they beat him 24-7.
They beat him quite handsomely, didn't they?
And it's such a good pair. The synergy on the green is absolutely wonderful to see the two of them. And he's got such a nice delivery as this young Ernest. A very confident young man.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've been watching that guy for quite a while. Bobby, I agree with you. He mostly plays the lead for Brendan, and whenever I've seen him play, he really has impressed me. As I say, not only as a bowler, to be honest, as you say, looks like a guy that's got a nice demeanour on the green, confident.
Yeah, I watched him play last week in the BGN Masters, and he reached the final of the BGN Masters. Some really good players to compete against there. You got young Brendan Ferns, Niksha, Andre Rousseau, Francois Kuhn was playing in the veterans, and he reached the final. He lost on a tie break in the final, so really good for him the way he's come on. He's finished now with his studies as well. He's an actuary, and
so a bright young lad as well.
Very, very clever, yeah. But I interviewed his dad early on this morning as well. His dad is here, and his dad mentions that since he was been a little boy, he's been a model child. He's done everything to the best of his ability and enjoys the outdoors, enjoys a lot of sports, and just enjoys life basically. And Panashe as well, she's just such a lovely person, and the two of them really get on well on the green.
No, that's good to hear, Bob.
Back to the game there.
Back to the game, 8-5. Haley's made a wonderful name for herself, Bob, over the last season or two as a reasonably new bowler. She's really done well in JBA and seems to be in the final stages of almost every tournament that's been played these days.
Exactly, and the JBA selectors have a very nice problem on their hands this year. In my opinion, they should really put her into the A provincial side, skip the Bs, put her straight into the A's, and it's build a young team for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
She did reach the semi-finals of the JBA
Singles, yes,
this year.
that's right, yes.
Got to either the semi-final or the final of the nationals as well. And she mentioned to me last night that
She's played an absolute shot.
yeah, absolute
Cracker
great shot.
yeah. Anyway, nice response after dropping a forward to build up a nice head like this.
Yeah, like we said earlier on, when you pick up a kill, it's important for your lead to
Yes.
try and get as close as possible. In
Yeah.
the, you don't want to drop a 2 and then you really haven't picked up a kill.
Yeah, ideally, Rudy would have liked Tracy to be a little bit closer with her 3
Yes,
bowls.
definitely. Sometimes you do relax a bit when you do pick up a 4, so you find the other side is under pressure now. They've just dropped a 4. If you can nail the first bowl, you normally pick up another 3 or a 4.
So Rudy's opting for the draw here, Bob. I think he's going to look to get something close because if he doesn't allow Jerry to get in another 3 or 4 back, even if he doesn't be careful.
Well, Rudy got that bowl, that delivery away very, very smoothly.
I'm not sure he's here though, Bob.
Yeah, it's just been coming down towards the board. He's been a bit tentative.
Yeah, from what I've seen coming down, yeah, just a little short while that I've been here, it looks a little more, speed looks a little bit more tricky, but
Yeah.
I think Jerry will opt to still play on that same hand that Haley played.
Yeah, it is the bending hand. It is the swinger, so it's the easier hand to draw on.
I don't think you want to give him a winger.
Definitely.
Yeah. Slowly, son. A little bit heavy. Okay, probably not a bad spot ultimately, but probably not for quite what he wanted.
So Haley's holding 2 shots at the moment. If Rudy concedes this head, he wouldn't like to concede more than a 1.
Got a better line, I think, Bob. All on his weight here now. Not far off.
Rudy is trying up. Oh, what a great shot there from Rudy Jacobs.
That's an absolute
Brilliant
great shot.
on that Dan. And so Rudy is his birthday today, but he got a 6 this morning. He was playing against Port Natal. They were 12 all after 17 ends, and Rudy picked up a 6 on his birthday. So he got a nice
Happy birthday
present from Geerse. So Geerse, if you're watching, Rudy needs some money urgent here. It's going to be a bit expensive night tonight.
Hasn't made it easier for himself though, yeah, Bob. It's
I don't think there's any real danger of playing the backhand for Rudy. You can get a little split of those 2 balls inside. It's a nice bending hand. He'll be very unlucky to turn Jerry's ball on.
I wouldn't be playing that, Bob. He's just played a good one. The last thing you want to be turning Bobby on Jerry square. I think there's no danger. It's trying to draw another one on the forehand.
That is the option, and I think Tracy's opted for the more conservative option as well.
Yeah,
as we said, Rudy has picked up a 4 the previous head, so it's important to score this head, even if it is only a 1. And Rudy's delivery all of a sudden, after getting that forward, certainly the ball's coming out a lot smoother than it was early on.
Bob. He's very close again. Fraction a little bit
exactly
heavier,
where
but
Tracy wanted the ball.
Yeah.
Jerry's got a good shot.
Well, you know, the problem the way it is, seems to be drifting there a little bit from what I've been watching. So he's just got to miss that front ball, Bob, with probably a yard or so.
Yeah, that end is bending. It's getting a nice bend once you're inside the line. And there's an option if he connects his ball on the side, he'll run onto Haley.
Inside of Haley is also good.
And then he might turn the shot ball out without moving the jack.
There's one man that can play this. It's certainly Jerry. I don't know. From here, let's have a look.
Certainly in the area. And
Is he
Jerry's
going to
stalking
bend?
it. He's
No.
stalking it,
No,
just
he's
not quite getting
just
the
not
bend.
quite getting
Yeah.
the bend there, Bob.
It was a good effort from Jerry. So it's 1-2 Rudy. So JBA are leading 8 shots to 6, and that is after 8 ends. BGN are running away with their game against Sables. They are 16-2 up against Turby and Karen. I know Turby and Karen went to a wedding last night, so it was a good party apparently that they have had, and I don't think Turby really needs an excuse for a party, but they really certainly enjoyed themselves last night. It's nice to see
Tracy just taking a bit of grass with the jack there.
been seeing quite a few jacks lost on this rink. There were some interesting results this morning. We watched Western Province play yesterday afternoon, and they were very excited. They're from Helderberg, the couple. It was Miles and Jenny, and they had the whole of Helderberg watching at their club yesterday afternoon. And unfortunately, the wheels came off for them yesterday afternoon, and they got a hiding yesterday afternoon. But they came back strongly to beat the section winners this morning at Wayne York. Wayne York was unbeaten, so it was good for them.
That's bowls there, Bob.
In this tournament, particularly in the mix, you get some huge upsets.
I think bowls just generally get some massive upsets, and that's why we play it. I think, Bob. We come back week after week, and we just know that there's not many games out there. I always say there's no sport out there. We just anybody's beatable on the day, and
Right there, though.
there's no such thing as a sure thing in bowls. That's for sure.
Rudy has actually changed Tracy's hand to the backhand. A lot of skips have done it this tournament, moving their skips, but I think the best hand to draw is on the ditch hand. And Desi Rosenblatt this morning, she stuck to the ditch hand, and she was putting 4 bowls within 6 inches of the jack every head, or 3 bowls within a foot of the jack.
Okay, well, this head not building up too well. Yeah.
So Donald, are you still playing much bowls?
Bobby, I am. I'm trying my best, Bob. Not to. The form's not too consistent at these days. Every now and then I play a good game, and I think I'm back in that, and then play the next game, and then I'm back to square one anyway. But anyway, it's just all about putting in the time and effort, Bob. And I think
that's 100%.
I think that's what I need to do a little bit more than what I have been doing, and you know yourself, Bob. I don't have to tell you. What you put in this game is what you get out.
100%. And what's quite interesting to see some of the bios from the younger players. They're telling me how hard they are practicing, and Ernest Wagner in particular, he says that hard work will always be talent, and that's what he's attempting to do at the moment. He's spending hours on the green every day, and the results are coming.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt, mate. And also, but you and I are always sort of very big practices in our days. I think we weren't the most naturally gifted players, but we put in a lot of hard yards over the years, and luckily, I think those, we can say they paid off every now and then. And
yeah, it seems to be, when you do practice quite often, and as Gary Player says, the more you practice, the luckier you get, and it's definitely in bowls terms as well. When you do put in good shifts, practicing, things just seem to run the right way for you when you play.
Absolutely, the luck comes with it as well. It's incredible, and when you're playing badly, then no one ever seems to miss against you.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm going through a patch like that, and
really, the last hand he played this hand, and he found the length on the line on the longer head. The problem is now when you go under the line, it just bends away, and
I know. Tracy's got a bowl right in the eye there. It's not making things easy.
It's interesting move from Rudy to move Tracy to that hand.
Will this bend inside? I think Jerry's on a very good road, Joe. If his weight's right, he should be very good. Okay, it's another shot, I'm sure, and small yard through. challenge for, I think, on that end for Rudy is to find that line. I think he's on a better line now. That's for sure. If he gets inside that, that's the problem there, Bobs.
Yeah,
Is that exactly the problem there? It was
there.
just straightened out
Yeah.
there. And I agree with you. But from what I've just seen now, I think you're right about the ditch hand. Jerry opting for the ditch hand. Hey.
Well, Jerry certainly is running, but Rudy's
I think I line a good 3 there, Bobs.
yeah, and
It's not
Rudy's got to play this strange hand that if you do go too wide, it doesn't bend. So he's in a bit of a dilemma at the moment. But he's sticking to his backhand. He's trusting his instinct. Certainly gone on the narrow side again.
Does he miss his own bowl? Is he going to miss his own bowl, Bobs?
Yeah,
if he
he's
does,
missed his
he's got
own.
it. So he may now it depends on weight. I don't think he's quite got the weight there. Not quite sure from you, Bob. What do you think? What
Yeah,
do
I
you?
think Jerry's probably still holding a couple.
He's having a look, huh?
Yeah, I think he's definitely holding, but might be 2 or 3. Jerry's looking probably at the 3rd shot. It might change his, if Jerry had to touch the jack, he could make 5 of it.
I don't think he's going to play that, Bob. It's just too dangerous. I think the way the hand's bending, and he's got to be inside Haley. Last thing he wants to be turning him in. I think he'll go for maybe a safe draw. Let's see what he does. Certainly, if he's line 3, yeah, I wouldn't be playing that hand. But let's see what he does. Never been known for conventional shots, Jerry. Okay, he's opting for the ditch hand. I think just got to make sure that he
Yeah, I
gives
think he's
grass.
going to play the shot. He's going to look for the trail.
Let's have a look.
He's pretty close to
I
it.
don't think he's too far off.
He's pretty
Bob.
close to it. He's pretty close to it. Oh,
Whoa.
touch on the jack there would have been
Surely,
4 shots.
Still got to be 2 or 3 though, Bob. Surely.
Well, they're going to bring out the measure again, so let's have a look. I think Hayley, the young and fit lady that she does, and she does yoga and gym training, will help the old lady, old Tracy there. A bit of measuring.
Two. 3.
3.
What was that, Bob? 3.
Yeah, it was, I don't know what the fingers looked like. It was 3 that they showed.
Two, Bob. Well, so I think Rudy may have got one away with one there.
Yeah, so it's probably 10-5, 10-6. That's why Jerry was actually playing the last shot to try and trail the jack.
Absolutely.
He obviously knew that he was probably only holding 2.
One, basically.
Yeah, 1, and if he touched the jack, he might have even brought the back one as well. But yeah, we got little Panache who's playing a really good game now. She battled a little bit this morning against Desi, but Desi was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Ladies seem to be a little bit in and out, hey, Bob?
Yeah.
Don't know what it's like before I got here, but at this stage, a little bit in and out.
What we saw this morning. This morning we saw an absolute exhibition. But both ladies played the ditch hand up and down. Now they seem to have gone the other route now, playing the inside hand coming down this way.
Yeah.
And I certainly think the ditch hand is the truer hand. Just when you watch her and you see the bowl bending and coming into the head. So they're trying to negotiate the line here. But
Yeah, absolutely.
inside
Yeah.
the line. And then when you do come inside the line, it bends away. And then when you're just a little bit wide, it just does not seem to bend.
Although I think Tracy had it on a good line there from the start there.
Yes.
And it seems to be easier coming down than what it is actually going up. If you ask this forward, the inside hand.
Yes.
She's still tight, I think. She's still very narrow and short and not good at all. Okay. Seems to be battling a bit with the line.
All right, so Lady's just taken time off and gone for a little bit of a walk behind the head. Sometimes it's good to do that just to clear your mind. She doesn't want to let Jerry down, this particular end.
Tracy's got another very good one, yeah?
Yeah, and as we saw early on.
Anyway, Jerry under a little bit of pressure here again now, Bob.
Yeah, if Jerry's first ball is not close, then
Then
he
he's
draws another one.
Then it could be trouble.
Then
Yeah.
there's big pressure again. Nice jacket,
Yes.
Well done, David Rice.
I'm not quite sure about this line. Let's have a look if his weight. How's the weight? Not bad, Joe, I think. No, why run? Anyway, he's got that line nicely there, Bob. It's just he's got to just beat that, adjust on that. He'll be good. In the meantime, I think Rudy will look to capitalize on this.
Yeah, Rudy seems to play really well when he's holding the shot. And he's very close again.
Yeah,
Again, he made the
it's,
same mistake coming down. Just
no,
fractionally short, but it could be in.
I think he's in the counter. Not a bad bowl, Bob.
Yep.
It's sort of a little bit in Jerry's eye. He still plays to go get rounded, but it may just cause Jerry to go a bit wide. Jerry thinks he's a bit wide.
But he's asking her to come back. He
It
certainly is
depends on
coming
his
back.
weight, though, now, Bob. Oh, you know what? He's drawn number one. Can you believe that?
Oh, it's a great shot. And Haley gives Jerry the normal bow.
What a wonderful, wonderful shot. And as I say, Bob, and he really threw it out there. He thought he
Yeah.
was a bit wide. So
Right.
it just shows you that hand bending a lot more than the inside hand is going up.
Yes.
And it's a lot truer. So I think that's why he's possibly moved Haley to that side. She's just got to hopefully learn by that and believe that the hand will bend. I think Rudy's
Rudy's
quite
very
close.
close with this one.
Just inside. Can he make it a result? Or
Oh, he's got a very unlucky result there. So he's still
Well-
one down, I think.
got a
It's Haley's ball behind the jack, so Haley's will be holding the one.
got a slight irritation on my right here. Did you see him, Bob? Is there like I think Rudy's going to be going on the inside there looking for the jack or the ball, Bob. I think that sets in his favour.
It looks like it, yes. He wouldn't want to play the ditch hand. The ditch hand, if you, it's a nice drawing hand, but not so easy to play with unless he wants to draw around Jerry's ball. But there is a good shot inside there.
Yeah, no, look, I know Rudy. He's not going to be short to this, Bob. He can play a good 2 yards. The only danger, small danger, maybe flicking his own ball out and getting nothing, but be really unlucky to get that. Yeah, this is a shot that Rudy generally plays
Certainly
very
close.
well.
He certainly is in the area.
It just depends what he gets now.
Well, he took the one
Anyway, he's
out.
got the one out, and
So you got second shot there. Well done, Rudy. So the JBA will be taking a 11-6 lead after 10 heads. I can update you with the scoring on other rinks. We have Southern Free State are playing border. Southern Free State are leading 15-8 after 10. Natal Inland are playing against Lani Nell from Mpumalanga. Lani Nell only had one win yesterday, but he won this morning. And he's 8-4 up against Natal Inland. Western Province, who had a nice win this morning against Southern Free State, are up against KBA, who won all 3 games yesterday, 6-5. And then CPM Matthewson is 8-3 up on Eden. And Colin Diaga from Northwest is 8-5 up against Isaac Venter from Boland. And then on the section that we are streaming, BGN on 19-2 up against Sables. EKB is playing against KwaZulu-Natal. It's Fran Baleri and her brother. KwaZulu-Natal are 13-8 up. Eastern Province are playing against Port Natal, and they were a little bit disappointing yesterday, Eastern Province, but they won this morning, and now they're up again against Port Natal, 16-10. And then Limpopo, who are also in the running in this section, they've got 3 wins out of 4, are 19-8 up against Sedabeng, who also had 3 wins out of 4. So at this stage, it looks like Limpopo will be on 12
Haley's played
points.
an absolute cracker there. Well played, Haley. Let's do it again. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, Bob, coming from Gauteng, from JBA, should I say. I'm a little bit biased, so forgive me, viewers, if you find my commentary a little bit biased, but I am talking about a very good friend of mine and also a teammate, so forgive me, please forgive me.
Donald.
I'll try to keep it as unbiased as possible.
I also like to see the smaller districts come through, particularly the younger players. It's wonderful to see so many young players coming through in this tournament. We have a host of young players playing here who are under the age of 30. We had a nice interview with them this morning because it is Youth Day today. So we got a lot of the younger players on the green this morning and did a nice little interview. We've got Sepia Matthewson, who's under the age of 30. We've got Fran Baleri, who's under the age of 30. We've got Panache, who's under the age of 25. And Ernest Wagner, who's just turning 26 this year. So there was a host of younger players, and it was wonderful to see on Youth Day.
Yeah, that's always good to see, Bob. I'm like you, but I'm all for the small districts. I'm for the younger players, except when they play my mates and JBA. They're allowed to play well in all the other games, Bob. But
Maybe it's just drawn 2 absolute pearlers there.
But as you mentioned, I think, you know what I like, Bob, is from the ladies' side. I'm very impressed with the young talent coming through these days. And they certainly never had that in our day, to be honest. But I'm really impressed with some of the young girls coming through.
Donald, I think you chased all the young ones away.
I think so, Bob. I don't know why, but... Judy's played another very good one, yeah.
Well, I think the big bomber's going to come out. Now, we haven't seen a big bomber from Rudy yet, but I think it's going to come. I think here comes the big bomber.
The Heilbronn bomber.
Yep, there he goes.
I think he's under it, though.
Yep, he just nipped that one.
Haven't seen
Well, he's
him
committed now, so he's going to have to play another 2 runners. So the problem is he's got nothing behind the head. So if it burns, if they kill the head, it's going to be the jackal will be replaced on the 2-meter mark, and Rudy could still be a few shots down.
Yeah, I think Bob, you won't be more than 3 down though, mate.
No.
So you know, he's going to take a couple of bowls with him. If Jerry just flattens that, he's made that a lot better now. Oh, that's made it a lot tougher shot. That's a great shot.
Well, this there could be the game breaker if Jerry picks up a 4.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
I think Rudy's still going to be looking to run this, I'm sure. Don't know what hand he's on. No, he doesn't. He's still under it, mate.
Just slightly
Still very much
with that drive, but he's committed now, so he's going to have to play the runner. And Jerry might just go around the back edge and try and get on a 2-meter mark.
I don't go quite close to that 2-meter mark anyway, Bob. But let's see what he does. I think a bit wider. Let's see if it bends at the end there. I think he'd be happy to really go through. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway. A little bit of desperation coming here now, Bob. I think he'll just be happy to hit the head and cut it down, I think.
You know, these are shots for him to play with the yard or weight on the forehand.
I don't think so.
Find 80's bowl, but I think he's committed himself.
I don't think so, yeah.
Well, so he had 3 runs there, and it's very unlike Rudy to miss with all 3. So Jerry picks up a 4 to take a 15-6 lead after 11 heads.
Well, I've been playing bowls for a long time, Bob. I've never seen Rudy miss 3 drives in my life. It's certainly not against me.
Rudy has not missed 1 drive against me my 30-year career.
30 career, I'll just see him miss 3. It's first for everything in life. You know, it just shows you old age, eh, Bob?
Yeah, that's it.
Even the drives start going away. Ek wil hê jy moet.
Right, I'm going to go have a chat with Rudy and just see his view on the game at the moment.
Rudy, give me the card, the clipboard, please.
Right, if I can just have a little chat with Rudy there. Rudy? You don't mind having a little word with us during the game, yeah? You guys are 15-6 down after 11 heads. What are your plans to try and get back into the game?
Well, I think my lead will put it close, and I will try and outdraw Jerry. My running shots is definitely not working, so I'd rather try and draw.
Well, really, I said I played against you for 30 years, and I don't think you missed a single drive against me, so it's good to see that you can miss as well. But I won't keep you away from the game, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you. Hopefully I'm not going to miss a couple of drives.
Thanks, Rudy. Testing. Thank you very much.
That's this last week. I just put it in the wrong box. Thank you. Should be fine. Thanks.
Sponsoring the spot.
Nice sponsor. All right, sorry that we lost.
Reminds you, Rudy, it reminds you of Peter Gresti, the way she's throwing the jack.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Right, we up there, Don. Right, sorry to our viewers there. The ladies are cooking up a storm in the kitchen, and they're using too much power, but we can smell the aroma of beautiful oxtail brewing in the kitchen. So they really have looked after us very well. But unfortunately, they're using too much electricity in the kitchen, but they've turned that off now. So hopefully going forward, we won't have any more interruptions. We apologize for that. But Jerry has taken a commanding lead in this game. 17 shots to 6 after 13 heads.
Yeah, Bob, it's certainly a threat, and at one stage it turned into quite an exciting game, and I think the game actually turned after the 4. Jerry drew a very good shot here.
Yes.
And I think it was a game changer in fairness, and then the next head they pick up a 4, and the game's now I think fizzled out. It's actually 18-6, Bob, and
18-6, yeah.
Yeah, but if as you say, if the aroma is anything to go by, I can't wait to go for some lunch. So I think what's happened in the last 4 or 5 ends that I've been watching is that Hayley's actually started to play quite nicely, and
yeah, she's actually found this forehand coming down now. Initially, she was putting the ball across her body.
yes,
She seems to be releasing it better now.
no, and she's found her line now. She's got another very good ball coming, and it looks like the decision
Two
was
great bowls there from Haley.
seemed like a good decision in hindsight, that they did change their hand. And as I say, the forehand coming down here looks like a really nice hand compared to the backhand going up there.
Yep.
You know, so
Right, Aidan, thanks for the message that we received. We are trying to work on the sound. If it is a little bit better, just give me a thumbs up there if you can.
yeah, anyway, I think this could put Jerry into a very commanding position in the section at this stage, Bob.
Definitely.
Certainly the shots are going to help him a great deal. I mean, plus 12 is almost effectively a 24 shot swing.
Yeah, definitely.
If it stays like this, well, it's not going to stay like this, but let's say it's...
But we don't write off Limpopo yet. Limpopo now on 4 wins. They're winning 24-9 against Sedabeng. Gorman, who's leading, he's playing exceptionally well bowls at lead, and his lady partner, he's skipping the pairs, and they're doing very well. They're on level points with Jerry now, so that could be quite a crucial game when they do play each other.
When do they play each other, Bob?
I'll tell you now.
Oh. The men, they're selling shots here. Jerry just turned them in for a shot now. Rudy just been very unlucky and actually trailed the jack and shot down again. So in the bigger scheme of things, the shots could play a major factor in this section. Jerry drawn another very good one, yeah.
I think they've played each other already. I think Jerry beat Limpopo yesterday. So they'll be relying on other results to go their way, both of them.
Well, I think Jerry just got to keep on winning. I think, Bob, I don't know. I'm not quite sure about the Limpopo guys. I can't say that I've seen them before.
Yeah, well, Limpopo are 24-9 up, so they're also building up a nice shot aggregate there. And they were only 2 shots behind Jerry before this game.
Okay. So
Rudy is having a good run now, ahead, and he was on target there. But that's unfortunately what happens when you're 18-6 down. You don't get the result to go with it. But it certainly was on target.
Ultimately, after this, 2 games to go, Bob?
We've got 1 game this afternoon and then 3 games tomorrow.
Still a long way to go, Bob. So you know, I don't think anyone's really out of it. When I say no one's out of it.
No, even the guys who
even a guy like Rudy, he's still right in there. He's only lost 2 and 4 games to go.
And in this particular section, you could lose 2, possibly even 3 games and end up qualifying.
Absolutely. I must be honest, but I've been pretty impressed with Jerry this morning. The short time that I've been here, he's actually played some really, really good bowls.
Yeah, he's got, you know, from the first hit, he found the line.
Seems to be stroking it away well and played some very big shots, especially when Rudy was just threatened to make a comeback. Line 3 again, so 21-6. It can only be good for Jerry's shot average. I think he's got it this time. He's got 2. As we said earlier, Bob, it was most unusual for Rudy to miss the 3 that he did because, as I say, he had 2 now and was right on target.
Definitely, yeah.
He's always been a guy that loves that shot.
I'm surprised the previous 3 that he had a run, he ran them on his backhand.
Yes.
And since I've known Rudy, he'd always run on his forehand, so...
Yeah, sometimes you know what it's like, Bob, how you feel on the day, I suppose.
Right, I do have some results updates for you. In this particular section, KwaZulu-Natal, that's Fran Baleri, is up against Kingfisher, 17-11 up after 11 ends. Limpopo are playing the last end. They are 24-9 up against Sedibeng. Eastern Province, Andrew Sturley and Desi Rosenblatt, who impressed us so much this morning, are playing against Lionel van Niekerk and Vivian Cockett from Port Natal. Eastern Province are up by 21 shots to 14, and they are playing the last end there, so Eastern Province have won that game. In the other section, we have Border 11, Southern Free State 18, that is after 15 ends. Mpumalanga 15, Natal Inland 7, that is after 13 ends. Western Province are playing against KBA. So Western Province have got 4 and KBA 16, so that puts KBA back in the contention. Sepia Matheson, who is leading that section at the moment, is up 13-5 against Eden. And Northwest are up 10-8 against Boerland. The Boerland pair, Isaac Venter, is a lovely young man. He's been trying very, very hard. Most of his games he's been losing by 1 or 2 shots. He lost to Wayne York yesterday afternoon on the last end of appeals. And certainly he has not disgraced, even though they haven't or disappointed anybody. They've played some great bowls, even though they're yet to register their first win. But as we've seen, very often throughout this tournament, there's been some huge upsets. Very difficult to tip a winner.
Anyway, Bob, I mean, this is how you got to go. You got to talk a little bit about Jerry. You know, at the age of 63, seems to be playing as good as he ever has. Bob, he's certainly been winning everything, been in the final stages of most things.
I think what's really motivated him the last couple of years, he's got a couple of young players he's playing with now. And he feels a duty that he needs to do a bit of practicing now and to help these youngsters along. And certainly is proving right choice for Jerry. He certainly has been playing exceptionally well the last couple of years.
Yeah,
and building up an impressive record as well.
As I say, and I think that's wonderful. You know, he's playing with all these young players. I'm certainly not getting any more phone calls from him these days, and so anyway, for various reasons. But he's doing well with him as well. And I think, I mean, for those youngsters, I mean, what a wonderful experience to be playing with. In my opinion, it's probably one of the greats of the game in South Africa, and
Yeah, I spoke to Ernest Wagner this morning. They did a quick interview with him before the game. And as we mentioned, he gave Jerry a bit of a hiding yesterday morning. And I was talking to him about the game, and he said that it was a dream of his to ever play against Jerry. He watched him ever since the 2000 Commonwealth Games in 2010 Commonwealth Games in India, when Jerry won the gold medal. And Ernest Wagner was very, very impressed. And since then, all he wanted to do was to have a game of bowls against Jerry, and then to come out in this tournament and play Jerry first game and beat him. He said it was like a dream come true.
Yeah, I think for any young bowler playing the game these days, it's certainly a game you want to have. As you know, in any sport it is where you've held the guy on a pedestal, and then you get to play against the guy. It's just magnificent, you know. So.
Rudy played a great shot there. He's certainly has found the backhand going away from the board, particularly on the fuller length.
I think he could have may even have sold the shots, but not sure what it looks like on the screen there.
Yeah, I think Rudy's holding the one.
I think Jerry's on the high line again. Can't see that coming back, not on that hand. Whoa, look at that. He may just have snuck it.
Well, Jerry got the shot.
So he got the shot out of that. A little bit fortunate.
But Rudy's got a good shot in there. You know, if he plays with a couple of meters, he can turn those two balls out to even drag the jack back. I think he's a little bit under. Yeah,
so it's a tough hand there, Bob. Got to be really spot on.
Yeah, to get that line on that end is very difficult.
Playing 18 ends, are they, Bob?
Yep. 18 games, and this is the 5th game so far. They've got another 4 rounds after this, so it's all to play for.
And tell me, Bob, who's Jerry's remaining games? Have you got that there? Playing quite slow, these guys. So the 4 ends, 3 ends off the pace at the moment.
Well, there was a little bit of a... was a little bit of a late start. We did a couple of interviews with him before the game, so that's probably what held it up.
Okay, generally, because he's generally not there. From what I've seen, it hasn't been any slow play involved.
Certainly. Right, so Jerry's last games, they're playing against Limpopo this afternoon.
Okay, that could be
which is a top of the table clash. So we might.
I thought you said they played them, Bob.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake there, Donald.
Don't let it happen again.
So Jerry is playing against Evelyn Clutie this afternoon, which is, they're both on 12 points, so that's a top of the table clash. So we might be live streaming that game.
Do the sections stay on the same green today, Bob?
Yes, they do, but they do move, they do swap.
Rinks and that?
No, they do swap.
They turn over, they play in the afternoon direction.
Afternoon direction, so they'll be playing parallel with the clubhouse this afternoon. And then we have Jerry's next game will be tomorrow morning, will be against Andrew Sturley from Eastern Province, which if Desi Rosenblatt played like she played this morning, Jerry will have his hands full there. And Andrew Sturley was also playing some great bowls towards the end of their game. So Andrew Sturley's won both his games this morning. Had a disappointing day yesterday, only winning 1 game. He was quite disappointed with himself. But he certainly has fought back again today. And then Jerry plays against Sedibeng, who have also been doing very well. They've only lost the 2 games. And Jerry's last game will be against KwaZulu-Natal, the new young Protea, Fran Baleri.
Okay, so he's still got all to play for, Bob.
Definitely. He's
certainly got some tough games ahead. And
yeah, if he beats Limpopo this afternoon, he really will be in a good position. Particularly if he beats Limpopo well, he will be sort of a game ahead of everybody. So it means that Jerry would have to lose 2 games tomorrow.
I think he'll take the win by 1.
Yes.
Yeah, this hand is really a nice hand coming down, I must say. The guys have played some nice shots. As long as you give it the grass, it seems to come back.
Yeah, it's just a case of game management now from Jerry. Doesn't mind giving away one, just another end passed. So he's in a very good lead, very comfortable position. No, yeah, but I do the bottom green. I can see the top green here. Okay,
Just the bottom of the bottom. Cool.
Yeah, 26. He's not going to be losing too many games from here, Bob. As a matter of fact, I don't think he'll ever have lost a game from here. But
yeah,
but as you say, you know, it's. I think people sometimes make a mistake when you're 26 up, and especially in a section play like this. You don't know how important it is. Those odd 2 or 3 more shots, or
that's right.
give away the 2 or 3. Can be a big difference when it comes to the count out at the end.
Yeah, Rudy will know that. You know, he's not going to give up now. He's going to carry on trying to get as many shots as he can in the last few heads, just to narrow that shot aggregate a bit. And you can see he was playing with intent there to try and move the jack a bit.
I think Jerry's just gone under again, and it doesn't have the weight for that line. Well, there's 2 of the worst balls I've seen him play this morning, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it's a case of Rudy's holding one, and he'll be content with that.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be flicking the jack, but in fairness, though, not really too much reason to be short, so I'm not quite sure.
Rudy's got better weight this time.
Yeah, he's played this well. Should bend there. No, just outside, though. Weight is perfect.
I think Jerry might play up to the ball now.
I think he's just got to draw to reach it. No real reason to be short. Can he hold his head? Yeah, that's the main thing.
Very close.
Yeah, managed to get the shots out of it.
Might have even made
Maybe even 2.
Yeah, it was a great shot there.
Very good shot. Wondering what happened to the first 2. Anyway, we all played those, Bob.
Yeah, well, you know, when I just saw that shot, the last ball with Jerry, I know what Jerry's like. Jerry's he likes a bit of a wager, and so he's been playing well, and so he actually went for the shot. It could have gone horribly wrong, but it's given Rudy an opportunity now. If Rudy pulls the jack through, if Rudy had pulled that jack through, he would have picked up 5 shots.
Isn't that what happens, Bob? When you're down and you just can't get those results.
Yeah,
and
like I was saying earlier, you know, Jerry played a shot, but he actually opened the head for Rudy to play a shot there. Sometimes I'm very conservative in my old age, so I would have just gone another second. But Jerry is more adventurous. So the score's now 21-6, which means Jerry has won the game. The maximum shots that Rudy can get now is 12. 12 shots in the last 2 ends. If he can, maybe Rudy can pick up another 6 to get another 7,500 rand from here.
Well, let's see how giving Jerry is on his birthday. I doubt it somehow, but.
Oh, Tracy was telling me that she picked up an 8 in the Nationals as well. So Geesie is certainly looking after the
Jacobs family, absolutely. This, unfortunately, is just going to be narrow again. Just if you're under that line at the end there, it just does that sudden dip. I think, in fairness, Bob, I think Tracy's battled a bit this morning, and she's a lot better than that generally.
Yeah, I spoke to Tracy this morning. She says she hasn't been playing a lot of bowls recently.
Okay.
And she's relying a lot on Rudy to carry her, but yeah, I certainly have seen Tracy play a lot better than what she has played this morning. Also, this rink is not the easiest rink to play on.
Doesn't look that easy, Bob, especially, as I say, this backhand looks very, very
Yeah,
she's just given her a bit more grass and it's just hanging out there.
that's
you know.
exact. You know,
But-
it's been happening the whole weekend, and
But yet coming down on the forehand, it's
yes.
got a wonderful bend, a
Yeah.
nice true bend there.
I think the 2 forehands are probably the 2 best hands to play.
We seem to be sticking to this hand, and
Yeah, halfway down, it just seems to get a bit of a kick, but with good weight, it does come back.
at the end there, it comes back
Yeah.
nicely, Bob. So that's why early on when we saw the 3/4 ends, it was actually more tricky because you never got that end bend there, you know. So it's I think because the head's a bit longer, you still, if you're on the right line, it still comes back nicely at the end. Yeah, and this once again, you'll see at the end there, Bob is just going to duck. Anyway, very good weight. Gives a little bit in the area, I suppose.
It's only the one game that's still going that way, like in 16.
Well, let's see if Tracy can go out with a bang. As we mentioned, just as you spoke, Donald, Tracy has drawn 2 good shots there. So the last time it was a full length, Rudy did find it. So Jerry would like to just try to draw something close and not give away a number. Give away the 1, he won't be too worried about that. But he wouldn't like Rudy to draw maybe 3, 4, and 5 in that.
I doubt that somehow, Bob. I think of the 3 bowls, I think there's no doubt Jerry's going to get at least 1 relatively close.
He battled with a line last time. Going up there now. Watch it kick out there. Just kicks out.
there and just outside the line.
And the last time they played that,
His weight's
Jerry
also
actually
bit-
went. He nipped the line. Well, his weight wasn't bad. I mean, his line wasn't bad. I think he just sort
It
of
was heavy, Bob.
heavy. Yeah. And the last time they played this length, Rudy drew 2 purlers this type of length, and he's played the right line as well.
He's under it again. Depends on what his weight's like.
I think slightly. You got just nip the grass slightly, then it bends across.
Yeah, it's a fine line there.
And Rudy being Jerry being a lefty, it's
I think,
automatically
Jerry's on the
he will be
perfect line.
taken.
Yeah. If his weight's right, yeah, he's perfect. He's going to get there. No, just 1 yard short. Yeah, I see what you mean, Bob. They're throwing the ball out there on their forehand. Although I think he's just been a little bit over adventurous on this occasion.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Well, it seems to be coming back. I mean, just,
Yeah,
maybe
it
we were
does.
short,
It does
that's-
come back there, but there seems to be the wider you go, the thicker the grass is,
Yeah, that makes it
which
so
means they have to
tricky.
push it a little bit extra.
Just going to be under this time, Jerry. Probably got his own ball going to be in the way. If he gets it full, might just have a quick second out of that. Anyway,
Well
Bobby,
done to Rudy there. So it could be 3 shots.
2 shots it is, yeah. 21-8, playing the last.
Yeah, I do have some scores from the other section. Most of those games have been completed. Final score between Southern Free State and Border. Southern Free State 18, Border 11. Final score, Mpumalanga 15, Natal Inland 7. Final score, Western Province 10, Kingfisher 22. Final score, Eden 7, Northern Cape 18. The only game that's left to play to complete in that section is Northwest versus Boerland, and at this stage Northwest are 16-11 up after 15 ends. So this is the last head that they are playing. It'll be just sort of going through the motions, but as you said, Donald, that extra three on that last head could make a big difference come the end of the tournament.
Yeah, I don't think it was 3, it was 2, Bob. But
yeah,
but still, 2 or 3 doesn't matter.
I'm saying this last head. Just be careful. I don't want to drop.
Oh, you don't want to
drop another 3.
I'm with you. Yes.
Or a 4.
No, it's
worked hard to get to 21-8, so he wouldn't like to drop a 2 or a 3. In fact, he would like to pick up a 2 or a 3.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, as I say, there's some people that make that mistake sometimes.
Exactly.
Think they won the game and just relax and do the count out at the end of the tournament. They go, well, we lost 2 shots and shot average. And when you reflect back on the tournament, you look at those soft 2s and 3s that you dropped. Often. You know, so. It's a very good line, Hayley. Depends on the weight now. Well, she's in the count. It's on a 2.
Well, since that it is Youth Day, what we would like to do is possibly have all the youngsters playing on the TV rink this afternoon. So we could have the BGN game versus KwaZulu-Natal. It's Fran Belleri versus Enes Wagner. There will be 3 players who are under the age of 30 on the rink, which should be exciting to see. The other game that might be streamed is Jerry Baker, JBA versus Evelyn Clutie, Limpopo. They are leading the section. The 2 pairings on 12 points. Yeah, so the decision has been made that we will be streaming the youngsters this afternoon. Seeing that it is Youth Day, we'll give them a chance. So it will be Ernest Wagner from BGN and Fran Belleri, KwaZulu-Natal, and that should be a cracker of a game as well.
Yeah, that's good to see, Bob. As I say, Youth Day, let's do it for there's hopefully there are a lot of people watching, and just appreciate the youth that are coming into this game and actually doing very well. Never mind just playing the game, but actually doing very well, you know. And,
yeah, certainly. And there's some lovely youngsters there on the rink that will be playing. Fran Belleri had a long chat with her this morning. What a wonderful lady, very mature lady. Sets her goals and she tries to accomplish all the goals. Well, Jerry's holding a few shots now. Could be 3 or 4.
No, I think he's 1 down, Bob.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm looking at the wrong ball. Been a long morning, Donald.
I understand, Bob. We all make mistakes.
And that aroma that's coming from the kitchen is certainly putting me off. Can't wait to get into that kitchen. But we'll have a quick chat with Jerry after this game, and then we'll see the viewers back at
just drawn number 1 with his last bowl.
Yeah. So well done to Jerry. And Jerry gets another bow from Ailey. Great game there by everybody. And well done to Rudy and Tracy. It was a good game of bowls. Very important game, but I think at the end there, Haley just outbowled Tracy slightly, and Jerry was on top form. When Jerry starts off a game on top form, you know it's going to be very difficult to beat. Rudy did try at the end there to come back into the game. Unfortunately, things didn't go his way. But next round is a new round.
Yeah, I think you summed that up perfectly, Bob. That's where the small differences did come in.
Sorry, Jerry, 1 minute. Yeah? Congratulations, Jerry, there. It was the top of the table clash. I see in the other top of the table clash there as well. There were 4 teams on 9 points. So Limpopo had a good win against Sedibeng. So it's you and Limpopo that are on 12 points. So it's all to play for. How did the game go today?
Yeah, I think probably I'll just settle down a little bit quicker than maybe Rudy had to play some, converting shots. Not easy on this ring. There's a couple of holes, couple of tracks. But if you were drawing bonuses, which I was lucky to in that position, then it was a little bit easier. So, we got to probably, Rudy will be disappointed about his 3 drives, and we got that 4 and just gave us a bit of momentum. And
yeah, I see that you picked up the line straight away. Your bowls were landing in line with the jack, and I actually did mention that when you find your line early on in the game, you're going to be your weight will actually come or follow, and that's exactly what happened the first few heads. You certainly were getting them close in the first few and turned over some big shots, and you got that momentum at the beginning part of the game, and you just carried on with it. How did your partner Haley play?
yeah, Ellie was decent. I think that in the middle, I think just once I swapped it to this side of the green, she was like super. The swinger was difficult because you had to really stick it out there, and it was 2 yards heavier. It's all green up the line. So everyone that played the swing in hand was inclined to be short. Once the speed was a little bit better on this side. So, once she swapped over to this side, then she was good.
Yeah, it's good to hear. And this afternoon, you've got a top of the table clash now against Limpopo. There's both of you on 12 points, so it's all to play for the rest of going forward.
Yeah, thank you, Bobs. Yeah, still 3 games tomorrow. So we're halfway. So long way to go.
Good luck, Jerry. Thank you.